Hello.
But yeah, you can see that up above, like you can see on the Discord panel that it's VJ and 47 others. So right now we have 48 people in the VC.
Got it. You guys can hear me, right? Like everything is
Yes, yes,
Yes,
Ayush.
yes, we can hear you.
perfect. Okay, let's start this.
All right. So guys, we have this. We are ready. We are ready. So okay, before we start, how many of you know Ayush? If you know, can I see number one in the chat? The chat is at the top right corner, so that's where you have to put it, guys. But little faster, little faster. I need this to be real quick because I want to see your engagement. All right. Okay. Okay.
Just
Okay.
12. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining in. I hate that there's no video here, but we'll go with the voice. Okay, for those of you who don't know me, let me give you a very quick introduction. I've tried to make a quick presentation for all of you. How is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. Cool. So for those of you, this is essentially what I do. Uh, I am the founder of Owl. Owl is a content tech studio, also a consultant to a lot of startups. I am a creator. I cater to an audience of close to 2 lakh people. I have a podcast. I've been a filmmaker. I've been doing this for over almost 11 years. I love telling stories. I used to be a filmmaker. I used to be a full-time filmmaker, a freelance filmmaker actually. I've been a director, I've been a DP, I've been an editor. So did freelancing for almost close to 5 years, and then started my first agency back in 2019. I also love to teach. I haven't released any of my courses publicly, but I take a lot of workshops. I take a lot of closed workshops where we talk about freelancing, where we talk about filmmaking, where we talk about the early stages of building an agency, how to do a side hustle, so on and so forth, because that's literally what I've been doing for the last 10, 11 years. And also, I'm a mechanical engineer and a master's of chemistry graduate from BITS Pilani, which has nothing to do with what I do these days. And I don't know. Sometimes I do think why I did that, but anyway, that is a conversation for another time. I like some people like really get fascinated as well as almost weirded out by the number of years I've spent in this industry. Like I started creating content when I used to look like this. Nobody should look like this and post a video online, but I did that. I've literally been breathing content for the last 11 years. Have tried so many things. You like in 2012, 13, we used to make niche websites, learn SEO and make money off of new iPhone launches. It was a very fascinating thing. Someday when we do another long call, I'll tell you how to make money off of new iPhone launches. But that's how I started my journey. I started creating these videos online. Top left, what you see is that really weird face. Don't take a screenshot. That's the weirdest photo that I have. But that was my first hiring video. We had a team of 5 people when I was about 14 years old to build this company called Technicia Studios. Then I went to Pilani and my life completely changed for the good, hopefully. We'll get to know in about 10 years. In Pilani, however, I learned entrepreneurship. When I say learned, I say learned because I feel my life completely changed when I was with people who could dream bigger than I could. My biggest dream was to be the biggest channel in the country. I realized that a dream bigger than that is and their creative requirement. and that became my forte. So I started my first agency back in 2019. It was called Motion Trooper. I've just been terrible with names, so we're just gonna be ignoring that. From I Got Tech HD to Technicia Studios to Motion Trooper. I don't know what I was smoking when I was keeping these names, but there they were. It failed because of multiple reasons. We can talk about it probably in a Q&A session. But now, Owl is what I do. We are about 52 people strong. I started this in November 2020, so not that long ago, about 2 years, but feels like a freaking era. Um, we do a bunch of things. We do primarily four key services that we offer. We are a service-based company, so not as cool as Bluelearn. Like Bluelearn is like a really cool product company. We are pure dhanda. We literally focus on every month somebody comes to us, asks us to do something, and we give them that. It's as simple as you going to a shop, asking for a chocolate, them giving you a chocolate, and that's it. Right? So we offer video production. We do some really cool stuff in video. A really cool metaphor that I've been using these days is our video has literally been everywhere. Now, what do I mean by that? We just shipped a video to Emirates, and that is being streamed in 180 countries in the air. So literally, and we have had our films play in IPL stadiums. We have had even the recent Asia Cup that happened in Dubai. We had a film that we had made for a brand, from IPL to TV to your phones to your laptops to literally even when you travel. हम पीछा नहीं छोड़ रहे तुम्हारा मतलब एकदम हम पीछे पड़े रहेंगे तुम्हारे literally every touch point we have covered now. We create a lot of things in video, from 2D animations to 3D to live action. We've created our own IPs. Last year we created a travel show. This year we are working on a music video and NFT collection. In short, we just have a lot of fun. And I have a lot of fun particularly. I think sometimes I truly think that I'm not doing it for brands, but because I was just like really, really bored one day, so I made a company. Second is, of course, design and social media. This is as basic as it. I call it the necessary evil of running a company in India. So this is that service. You have to offer social media management to brands when you're doing campaigns for them. And then there is AR, which excites me beyond bounds. I really believe in the power of AR. Again, not going to be talking in detail, but this is something which we have been pursuing. Right now, we are pursuing social AR, which is the more simpler part of AR. Our plans, of course, are much bigger, especially in augmented reality, but not anytime soon. Like the industry is still catching up to social AR while we figure out the next steps. We've worked with a lot of companies. We recently crossed the number 80, which was really amazing. Hopefully 100 soon, and we have very deep relationships with companies. So if I collaborate with a company right now, 20 to 30% of the companies end up collaborating with us for a really long time. Um, Sorry, can you guys hear me? I've forgotten to take any feedback in the middle, and I've no clue if I'm just speaking into a screen because there's no camera either.
Yes,
Maybe
Ayush,
you have
you're
something.
audible.
Yes, you're audible.
It's clear, right? Yes, you have to speak. You have the mic. God has given you a mic. Maybe Steve Jobs has
Yes,
given you a
bro.
mic, but
Yes, sir.
perfect,
Yes, we can
perfect,
hear.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
very
man.
well.
So this is what we do. That's it. The presentation ends. We're gonna show off the Blue Learn logo now. Um, cool. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and we're gonna make this into a really, really collaborative session. This is who I am for people who didn't know. You can talk to me about anything and everything. Um, uh,
By the way, the intro was super kick.
Liked it? Oh man, I'm
Yeah,
so glad. Thank you so much.
the-
Spent a lot of time doing that. Like we discarded like four intros, and this was the fifth one. And after like this was the last one that was presented. But I'm glad you liked it. I like it too. Thanks. Yes, let's open the floor for questions. पूछ लो एकदम दिल खोल के पूछ लो एकदम मैं सब दिन विन खत्म करके I'm as relaxed as I can possibly be. Whatever you want to talk about.
Hi,
Um,
Ayush.
yeah.
So, am I properly audible to you, to everyone,
Feels
guys
like
over
a
here?
yeah, feels like a radio chat हो जैसे रात को वो फोन नहीं करते 2 बजे कि, अपनी लव स्टोरी बताओ बट हाँ yes.
Okay. So, keeping every whatever you said, it was really fun and it was really fascinating to see your journey as ahead.
Okay.
And now that I'm planning to start my own podcast session, I won't be telling anything as soon what exactly it is about. But I would really appreciate if you could tell me what what's the driven force that actually whether you are going in a right track or not. So how do you stay put on this? I hope you get my
Okay.
question.
Uh, are you asking how do I stay focused
Put.
while I'm recording the podcast or
Yes,
while
exactly.
that's
Exactly,
easy, right? I
exactly.
mean, recording the podcast, if you're not interested in the conversation, you will never be focused. Right? Then you have to be really good at conversations if you feel like even the conversation you're losing out on focus. But I'll tell you what helps. So even I'm new to the podcasting game. I've been doing it for 2 years, but it's only in the last 2 months that we have truly been focusing on it. But one thing, I've been in a lot of boring podcasts that I've recorded. Even I've not enjoyed the conversation, to be very, very honest. And it first starts with profiling your guest. Now, when we look for a guest, we really, really look at their past interviews. If we feel ki bhai,
Okay,
this person,
now that I haven't been to any podcast, and I would really like to connect with
not
you
you, the
personally.
guest.
And if it is if it is possible, I would really appreciate if we can do a conversation, and later I put you the in charge of whether you'd like to have me as your guest or not.
Let
Sometimes what I often see is that the people who are conducting the podcast, they genuinely care about, or uh, intentionally they focus more upon someone who has really achieved something in their lives, and not the commoners, like the commoners part. Is it possible that I can have a podcast session with you as a commoner? Is that
love it.
possible? I would really
Okay, so
appreciate if you could say this. Yes.
I'll tell you a very basic thing, right? Like
Yes,
I
Ayush.
feel where you're coming from is there's a sense of um, that underdog mentality that if you give me a chance, I'll prove it. But I'll tell you a very simple rule in content creation. I recently made a very very similar content piece as well. That good content is anything that gives you entertainment or value, right? If you as a guest are not promising me that, then it's not the best use of my time. Just being very very honest with you. I don't want to mince my words.
sometimes it
Correct.
sometimes it is about whether, if you know someone who has achieved, who has got something in their head and their mind, and whatsoever they are practicing in their daily lives. But right now, as see, I'm talking this like you just mentioned profiling your guests, right? So in that terms, I don't know you. I don't have a community or any network set up with you. And by the means of you, I mean to
Why do you
say,
want to come?
uh,
Why do you want to
networking.
come on the
No, no.
podcast?
Uh,
Want to know the
okay,
reason?
I'm just suggesting an example by taking your name. Especially, it could be any community or any network such as Bluelearn. You can take
Yeah.
Bluelearn for instance, right?
Okay.
So there are people, or right now I'm depicting this example of taking you as an example. So the thing is that I don't have any network set up with you, right? So how do I connect with those people who have their genuine profile? All right. So how do right now I don't have any network as such. How do I generate first of all the network, and then how do I shortlist the people? Also, how do I get to connect with people like you who have already been into this industry, and you guys are doing podcast sessions and all? How should I
Okay.
proceed?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand your question better. Now I realize that you were using coming on the guest as a metaphor to understand how can you build networks in life which you can leverage for
Exactly,
your podcasts. Is that the question?
exactly,
How to do
exactly. That
networking?
is it. This is
Okay, how to do
exactly.
networking? First rule
And
is
I
be very,
just
very
put
clear
you as an
why you want to
example.
network. Okay, perfect. Perfect. How to do networking? First example is be very, very clear. You took 5 minutes to frame a question. Why you are doing something, you have to be very clear why you're doing something, right? How to do networking? देखो बहुत ना, you don't want to accept this. Nobody wants to accept this, but you have to earn somebody's time whose time is valuable. And people who can give you like value again, or either value or entertainment, will their time will always be more valuable, right? So if you feel that you want to get to a point where you are in a room where there are people smarter than you, where people's the value of their time is more than you have to make sure that you give them something in return. That could be anything, right? That could be something that they need. That could be something that you have, anything or everything. Let's take any example, right? You want to start a podcast. Now, I get invited to podcasts of people a lot. I say no to most of them until I see like, okay, I see two things here. I see for how long they've been doing a podcast. Did they just start a podcast like 3 days ago and just wrote an email to me ki come on my podcast, I want to do it? I never do it because I don't know whether this person is serious or not. I don't want to give my time to somebody who's not serious about something. Right? Again, I'm not saying that you need to have like 1 million followers or like 1 lakh followers. You may be a college student or you may be a school student still figuring things out. Second thing which I see is how professional they are in asking how much they actually value my time. Today, the idea of write a cold email is so popular that people flood people's emails with email IDs. You have to stand out. So if you follow these two metrics, right, I feel you can get a lot of guests. I'll suggest you something. Start with doing podcasts with people you do have access to. There are a lot of people in this community. I'm sure somebody would be interested in doing a podcast with you, or somebody would be doing a YouTube collaboration with you, or somebody would be interested in doing a side project with you. If nothing works out, let's say जो भी मैंने बोला कुछ भी काम नहीं करता, यार अपने आप को valuable बना लेना. बहुत ही सिंपल सा फंड है. Go learn a very simple skill which is in demand, right? Today we talk about, I've seen the Bluelearn community talk a lot about creative skills, right? Anything from copywriting, content writing, media planning, video editing, animations, motion designing. There is account strategy. There is social media planning, social media strategy. There's so many micro skills that you can build. If you feel nothing is working out, build a skill, na? Build a skill, sell it to people, tell them that I can give you this value, make money. Freelancer ban gaye tum. Now you have a credibility. Now you have credibility that here I've done something, I've sold something, I have created this pool of value for myself. People will give you their time eventually. Initially, you have to understand that initially there'll be a lot of no's. There'll be more no's than there'll be yeses. But what you have to understand is that you need very very few yeses in life. You only need probably 3 or 4 yeses to actually reach where you want to reach. If you get 100 no's, don't be disheartened.
I guess you said everything, and that was really awesome. I got your point. Thank you so much, Ayush.
Thank you.
Hey Ayush, I have a question for you. Am I
Hey,
audible?
Oh, okay, you go first.
Okay, I have a
Yes,
question
yes,
that
you're audible.
like I started a community back like 3-4 months ago, and I failed it terribly. Okay, and like
Okay.
you said that you also had a couple of failures in back, and like you are in the creative content zone and creation and graphics and all everything. Like I just saw your profile right now. So, what was your experience of failure, and what did you learn from it? And also, second thing is how to get clients. Like if you starting into content creation business or like as a service content as a service business. So, can you just have an explanation on it?
कि अगर किसी और का भी दूसरा क्वेश्चन है तो वो हम क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछेंगे एंड आई विल गिव यू एन आंसर व्हाई एंड दैट आंसर विल बी क्लियर व्हाई यू शुडंट आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन टू एनीबॉडी. कमिंग टू द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विच इज फेलियर से कैसे डील करते हैं. यार मेरे पास ऐसे कोई इंस्पिरेशनल स्टोरी तो नहीं है टू बी ऑनेस्ट. मतलब आई वॉज अ किड हुज पेरेंट्स गेव लाइक माई पेरेंट्स गेव मी khana and comfort to figure things out. So to be honest, I don't have some insane story कि यार मैं तो rags to riches हो गया था in a way कि सड़क पे बैठ के मैंने coding करी और मैंने website बनाया. तो I don't have that story, right? What I feel is you have to be really really grateful of what you have. I'm going to ask you a very very honest question. क्या भाई बहुत simply put, you may have debt, but I'm just very simply asking you, do you have your basic necessities in life, which in this case I count as internet, a basic phone, a basic laptop, and food and shelter? Do you have these 5 things?
Yes, I do.
तो फिर किस बात का फेलियर है यार? तो फिर मतलब ठीक है ना, मतलब you tried something, it didn't work out. ऐसा थोड़ी है that it harmed like your fundamentals of life. You have this, you can build something again. I understand that there is of course that will problem and that कि वो थोड़ा डिमोटिवेशन आते हैं कि भाई मैंने शुरू करा पर नहीं चला. वो तो आएगा ही ना यार. That is part of life. You talk to anybody, in their story you'll always see micro failures. People who don't talk about it are the best. वो एक पॉइंट के बाद ना लोग बात करना छोड़ देते हैं because people stop looking at them as failures. They just look at them as small roadblocks in the journey. That's it. If you assume, if you accept that ये तो जर्नी का पार्ट ही है, फेलियर नहीं है, अब उसको फेलियर I gave this a tag of failure now when I tell my story because it resonates with people. But when I talk to people, I don't call it a failure because I know कि फेलियर था ही नहीं, वो फेलियर तो होता है भाई जब तुम्हारे लाइफ के फंडामेंटल्स हिल जाते हैं, अब कुछ दिक्कत हो तो इवन आई एम नॉट प्रॉब्ली इक्विप्ड टू हेल्प यू आउट देयर. Right now, if you have these 5 things, why are you worrying? Go learn something, experiment with something. नहीं चला तो फिर तीसरी बार कर लेना यार. Worst case, I'll tell you what failures do to you. Make you an incredible team member. Join a good startup, join a good company. I really don't see a downside of trying and doing something. Sorry, I think you were saying something, I cut you off.
Uh, if I also wanna ask you something, Ayush, can you hear me?
Sorry, is this the same person? I'm really sorry.
No.
I couldn't.
No.
No.
This is a different guy. Just
But I have a question for the last person who asked me this question. तो अब ये 5 चीजें हैं तो फिर क्या दिक्कत है? मतलब मुझे जानना है. Genuinely, I'm very curious to know फिर क्या दिक्कत है? सिर्फ मोटिवेशन प्रॉब्लम है तो वो तो डिसिप्लिन है. बट उसके अलावा क्या दिक्कत है? अगर कुछ नहीं है तो that's also okay. But
the problem to get start.
Hello?
full start problem बोलते हैं. बट बहुत मस्त बुक भी है इसके ऊपर.
Okay.
Full start problem की मतलब पहली the first thing to do is very difficult. Sorry, the next person, can I answer the second question for him, which is like how to get clients?
Yeah, sure.
ठीक है. Sorry, आप अपना नाम बता सकते हो क्या? Please tell me your names also. It'll feel more personal if I'm.
Shreyash.
Yeah, Ritik.
2 लोग बता रहे हो अपना नाम. ये वाला सवाल किसने पूछा था? वो वाला नाम बताओ.
मैंने पूछा था ये क्लाइंट्स वाला सवाल.
और
श्रेयस.
मैंने कौन है?
I am Shreyas. Like
Shreyas. Okay,
Yes.
sorry. Shreyas, how to get clients? I'll tell you one of the best skill that any entrepreneur has. वो 2 चीजें हैं, and it's very funny. They know how to Google and they know how to ask the right questions. Now, I'm gonna tell you, when you meet somebody, let's say you meet. I'm still very, very early in my journey, right? Let's take the example of Herschel. I met Herschel last week. Very inspiring guy. He's built a 1,000 people agency. They are taking the agency to Amsterdam and London. Very, very exciting stuff, right? If you get half an hour with him, do not ask him how to get clients. Ask him 3 things. Ask him, how do you do your first hires? First 5 hires. What kind of systems and processes made the agency the way it is? And third, what should I sell and who should I sell to? He will probably not answer any of these questions, but these are the 4 questions that you need to answer for yourself if nobody else answers it for you. Let's come to the third question. What do I need to sell and who do I need to sell it to? Identifying this, Herschel, if people asking in the comments, Shebang, he's the founder of one of the founders of Shebang. Okay, coming to what is the service that I'm selling and who am I selling this service to? ये जिस दिन क्लियर हो गया ना, आधी दुविधा तो तभी सॉल्व हो जाती है. बिकॉज टुडे देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ एजेंसीज. The world doesn't need another agency. In a world like this, why should you open an agency? I'm not saying don't open an agency. 100% go for it if you think you resonate with the work there. Now, once you identify this, मान लो तुमने आइडेंटिफाई करा, इसमें तुम्हारी कोई हेल्प नहीं कर सकता. इसमें यू हैव टू गो ऑन रिसर्च, यू हैव टू बी अपडेटेड विद ट्रेंड्स, यू हैव टू बी वेरी ऑब्जर्वेंट कि क्या चल रहा है मार्केट में. जैसे आज से 2 साल पहले पर्सनल ब्रांड का चस्का चढ़ा था सबको कि हमें भी बनाना है पर्सनल ब्रांड, हम भी पर्सनल ब्रांड बनाएंगे और लीड्स आएंगे बिजनेस में. नाउ यू सी दीज 10-12 फ्रीलांसर्स हु आर रियली पॉपुलर हु डूइंग पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग. They understood that this is an opportunity, right? Shukla is a good friend. He runs this company called Finet. He realized this opportunity that finance creators can boom. We realized an opportunity very similar. We realized that, Owl's biggest of the clients came from an insight that traditional agencies can't understand finance and fintech clients for jack. Today, we are the biggest agencies serving about 26 fintech clients. No other agency has this many fintech clients. You have to understand what is the market trend, where is it going, be very, very observant and service that. I'm not saying जब तक वो मिलता नहीं तब तक काम ना करो, which brings me to the next point. Again, don't ask how to find clients. Client आ जाते हैं भाई, दिक्कत ही नहीं है client ढूंढने में. बहुत पैसा मार्केट में, बहुत client है. Client उनके पास आते हैं जो worth it होते हैं. तो worth it बनने के लिए अपनी skill बहुत सही होनी चाहिए. आपकी जो service delivery है, your service delivery has to be top notch. Service delivery is 2 parts. One is of course learning the skill or outsourcing the skill. You may be getting it done from somebody else. You may be a great seller. वो नवल का जो builder seller वाला concept होता है. You may be a seller. You may be getting somebody else to edit the videos, but you may be selling the edited video. Second thing you need is you need to be very good in the this second is only for agency business. You need to be very good at something called account management or client servicing. This agency business is like it's literally a people business. It's built on top of relationships. खत्म यार, तुम ये चीजें कर लो, मान लो तुमने figure out कर लिया. Getting the first few clients is very simple. I think just go and work for free यार. 2-3 लोगों के साथ फ्री में काम करने से अगर पोर्टफोलियो बनता है तो कोई हर्ज नहीं है. आई नो अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल गो एंड प्रोपेगेट डोंट वर्क फॉर फ्री. आई एम नॉट अ ह्यूज फैन ऑफ दैट. In fact, I think if you're working for free when you don't have a portfolio, that other person is doing you a favor यार. मुझे एक बात बताओ, आप मेरे साथ अगर फ्री में काम करते हो और आपको अभी बहुत कम चीज़ें आती हैं और आप सीख रहे हो, and you are trying to sell me the service, but you also don't know how to completely do that service. So जो काम मैं 2 दिन में करवाने वाला था वो मैं तुमसे 8 दिन में करवा रहा हूँ, तो मेरे 6 दिन एक्स्ट्रा लग रहे. My time has value, so even I am spending time with you to make you understand how to do this better. I'm not saying keep working for free. That's the worst thing that you can do to your freelance career. That's the worst thing that you can do to your agency business. If you don't have a portfolio, it's the best thing. It can open doors and opportunities for you that you cannot possibly imagine. थोड़ा लंबा आंसर था, but it had a lot of nuance. I hope you were able to understand. कुछ और follow-up question है, I'm more than happy to answer, but I would love to take the next person का question first and then take your question if that's okay.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Ayush.
hi, hi.
Uh,
Hello.
Hi, Ayush.
Hello,
hello.
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 Yeah, can you hear me? Ritik is it?
I am hearing like a lot of voices. Is there a
Yeah,
hands up
it's
system here like Zoom? I'll be able to pick up.
Okay, let me help you with that. Guys, so just put number 33 in the chat. So the first person who does that will get the chance.
ये
Yeah.
बहुत स्मार्ट है ये. चंदन knows his shit. Deep. Oh, sorry. Lokendra, we'll start with you. Yes, I'll give crisp answers. I'm sorry. I love to talk. Lokendra,
Okay,
please ask. Yeah.
Okay, Lokendra.
Yeah, hi Ayush.
Oh,
Hello, I'm audible.
I'm here. Yes, you're very audible. Very clear.
Yeah, first of all, I love your content. I'm a fan of you, Ayush. And yeah,
Thank you so
it's
much.
and I have I have two questions, and I'll be very quick about this. So first is ki I'm in my college now, and you were talking about like ki if you can figure out things in YouTube, and like you were doing mechanical engineering, civil engineering, no mechanical, sorry, and then you shifted towards this agency, and that's what's happening to my like I'm doing what graduation I'm doing is, and I see myself not doing it further. Like I know ki I will not pursue it further, so I don't know where to go now. I'm lost here. And
Have you completed the graduation?
no, I'm still pursuing it. I'm in my third year.
कौन से year में हो?
It's BSc
Third
in
year.
mathematics.
मेरी
Yeah,
आवाज
it's
सही आ रही है? I've shifted to a different mic. I'm so sorry. Just checking.
yeah, it's audible, Ayush.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay, तो third year में हो. You don't know what
Yeah.
to do. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, like I just know कि मेरे को ये नहीं करना है, but don't know कि क्या करना है.
Okay.
और दूसरा मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा कि जैसे लाइक कंटेंट क्रिएशंस के अंदर आप इतना अच्छा कर रहे हैं, सो लाइक हाउ डू वी स्टार्ट रील्स, क्योंकि मैंने आपको आई फाउंड यू थ्रू रील्स. सो मेरा एक पेज है, एंड लाइक आई कांट गेट द रीच, वो नहीं ले पा रहा मैं. लाइक आई हैव पोस्टेड ओवर 100 रील्स ओवर देयर. सो मैं ये भी
Okay.
पूछना चाहूंगा.
अमेजिंग. आई थिंक सबसे ज्यादा यही सवाल होता है ना लोगों को कि यार मैं क्या करूं, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है, सब बहुत ही कंफ्यूज हूं. और बहुत लोगों ने मुझे लगता है आंसर कर भी दिया है. मतलब इंपीरियल साइन हैज रिटन ट्राई एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट. यस, दैट्स लिटरली द बेस्ट एंड द मोस्ट जेनेरिक आंसर वन कैन गिव यू, एंड आई थिंक इट इज रियली द बेस्ट आंसर. द क्वेश्चन हाउएवर इज हाउ डू यू ट्राई एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट. क्योंकि सबने बोल तो दिया कि ट्राई एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट कर लो, करना कैसे है यार? तो you really have to be very nimble and agile in your approach. You have to go every day and spend at least 60 minutes reading and researching about something. I know so many people who started out to do X, but they're doing something which is completely different.
And then when those people are asked कि how did you start this, उनको भी नहीं पता होता. मुझे भी नहीं पता यार कि मैं एजेंसी की दुनिया में कैसे आ गया भाई. मतलब सबका भी दिमाग, I hate the word agency in fact, but I'm running one. In fact, we call ourselves a content tech studio because we like to run away from the word. I can now connect the dots backward. But if you ask me 5 years ago कि मैं ये कर रहा था, I wouldn't have known. The only way to do that is to do two things. Try and experiment में ना, first step is reading. Go and just read a lot. I think it is the best habit that you can possibly have. Now, I don't mean read books. Books तो मैं भी नहीं पढ़ता in fact इतनी. Articles पढ़ो, जाके देखो कि दुनिया में नया हो क्या रहा है, क्या क्या नई टेक्नोलॉजीज आ रही हैं, क्या क्या नई पॉसिबिलिटीज आ रही हैं, क्या क्या नई opportunities आ रही है दुनिया के अंदर, right? Like right now I see the hospitality business right now, right? Mostly a dead business. It will have its best year, even better than 2019. And people are saying hospitality is dead in 2020. Everybody will order in. Can you believe it? So बहुत सारी industries हैं. Do you know, a quick question, do you know anything about the hospitality industry? If I ask you a question, will you be able to answer it?
Actually, no.
No, right? Again, like I'm not expecting you to say yes. I'm expecting you to say no. Similarly, there are so many industries that you can read about, and you don't even know whether those will interest you. क्या पता जो अभी तुम सोच रहे हो कि यार मुझे तो रील बनानी है, वो शायद इसलिए हो सकता है क्योंकि तुम टाइम ही अपना इंस्टाग्राम पे स्पेंड कर रहे हो. 10 लोगों ने रील बनाई, 5 लोगों ने 10 लाख रुपए महीने कमा लिए, तो तुम्हें लगा यही प्रोफेशन है. I'm not saying don't make reels. I'm saying that there's a massive world out there. Go and start reading. Pick up different sectors. There are close to, I think 200-300 sectors है दुनिया में जिन पे काम हो रहा है. Pick up each sector, read थोड़ा about it. After reading, you will have at least 5 or 7 sectors that are कि like यार कुछ मजा आया इसको पढ़ के, समझ आया कि नहीं आया पता नहीं, वो देखेंगे, मजा जरूर आया. उसमें फिर तुम ट्राई करो. ये जो ट्राई एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट वाला चीज है ना, इट फेल्स. आई टेल यू व्हाई इट फेल्स, बिकॉज पीपल डोंट डू दिस फर्स्ट स्टेप. दे डोंट रीड. People try and experiment from whatever they see around you, but you may be in a very tiny box. Yaar, we don't realize. I realize this much later that Rohtak, the place that I come from, is a very tiny box. And whatever I was thinking, जब मैं story बता रहा था ना कि मैं सोचता था सबसे बड़ा YouTube channel बनाऊंगा, I'm doing something completely different. Because I realized that was never my dream. It was a dream that was shown to me by whatever I was seeing. So maybe what you're seeing are just 5 or 6 things. Maybe you can potentially see 50 things and then find out something completely different. How to make reels वाला सवाल को मुझे लगता है बहुत लोग मुझसे better answer कर देंगे यार. But बनाते जाओ. मुझे लगता है कि Instagram is very crowded as a platform, very hard to stand out, terrible algorithm. I would recommend not just focusing on Instagram and only do Instagram. Only do Instagram if you truly like to make videos. That's it. Do not do Instagram otherwise. कुछ नहीं चल रहा है अभी Instagram पे, सिर्फ रील्स चल रहे हैं, सिर्फ वीडियोस चल रहे हैं. अगर तुझे सच में जुनून नहीं है ना कि मुझे वीडियो आके बना के कुछ बात करनी है ऑडियंस से, मत कर भाई. It is lost effort, I feel. And I see, क्योंकि अगर मैंने किसी से पूछना शुरू कर दिया ना कि वो रील्स क्यों बना रहे हैं, आधे लोगों को एग्जिस्टेंशियल क्राइसिस हो जाएगा यार. आधे लोग रील्स इसलिए बना रहे हैं क्योंकि Instagram पे सारी जनता टाइम स्पेंड कर रही है. जहां तुम टाइम स्पेंड करते हो तुम्हें लगता है दुनिया ही वही है, और दुनिया में तुम्हें लगता है इन्फ्लुएंसर ही एक जॉब है. इन्फ्लुएंसर और कंटेंट क्रिएटर बनना है लोगों को, क्योंकि दैट्स द ओनली थिंग दैट दे आर सीइंग. असली पैसा तो दुनिया में कहीं और ही बन रहा है. $400 मिलियन का एक थ्रेड पढ़ रहा था मैं अभी. दिस फाउंडर $400 million in revenue through 3 games on the App Store. Advertising revenue है ये. Can you believe it? That's insane. 3,500 crore. एक भी साल तो उतना धंधा कर ले, अगर तेरा PAT, which is profit after taxes, even if it's close to 30%, which is there in SaaS businesses or any gaming businesses, that is 900 crores. That's enough for generations. तो बहुत धंधे हैं दुनिया में यार, बहुत कुछ है करने को. थोड़ा पढ़ो जाके और मस्त एक्सपेरिमेंट उसके बाद करो. ये ट्राई एंड एक्सपेरिमेंट एडवाइस, great, is the most valid advice, but after you've read it. I'm sorry I took a long time to answer that. I'm just very passionate about this. But yeah, I hope this answers to some extent.
Yeah, thanks आयुष. ये मतलब रील वाला कंटेंट हो गया है तो बढ़िया.
कौन सा कंटेंट हो गया?
आयुष,
थोड़ा ऐसा कंटेंट हो गया, ऐसा मस्त डालने वाला रील जैसा.
अब नहीं नहीं, ये सब हम बहुत सारा ज्ञान सिर्फ यहीं तक रखते हैं। कंटेंट तो बहुत सरफेस लेवल है मेरा, मुझे भी नहीं पसंद अपना कंटेंट। मुझे लगता है कंटेंट मैंने ना बहुत डीप कंटेंट बनाया और उन लोगों ने देखा ही नहीं, वो लोगों ने अप्रिशिएट ही नहीं किया, तो अब मैं एकदम सरफेस लेवल कंटेंट बनाता हूँ, जनता भी खुश रहती है, मेरा भी कम टाइम लगता है। तो ये सेशंस में ज्यादा अच्छा ज्ञान होता है।
Ayush, can you hear me?
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
Ayush, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I will pick, yaar. I think it's easier. Deep,
Hello?
please go.
Deep here, Ayush.
Yes.
Yeah, Ayush, I love your energy. I have been following you for a while now, and it's just
Thank
been
you.
great. Thank you for the content you've been creating. I actually discovered you through Ishan Sharma's podcast recently again.
Okay.
So that was a great one. Got to learn a lot from that about how you
Thank
hire,
you.
how someone should think when applying for a job. So thanks for that. Okay, so Ayush, my question was actually, I have actually built an audience, but I am afraid, actually, I have realized that I don't have credibility. Like, for example, let me tell you one thing. If, for example, you release a product right now, I
Yeah,
will buy
yeah.
it because I trust you as a creator
Arey wow.
for a few reasons. Like, you show your face very often, you interact. Like, for example, this event you are doing, you are interacting with us,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes.
And that builds credibility. I am
Yeah.
trying to do those things as much as I can, but
Nice.
what are the other ways through which you are building credibility right now? Because I have an audience, but I don't know how to like interact with them. I don't know the right way right now.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful question. I'll tell you why. And this is a very controversial opinion. A lot of content creators are going to be asking this question. Credibility क्या है, लोग content क्यों देख रहे हैं? For example, a lot of people today make content on business marketing, these niches, right? एंड उसके बाद क्या आता है ना, एक सवाल तुम पूछते हो, ग्रो तो तुम कर जाते हो। आजकल ग्रो करना मुझे लगता है इतना मुश्किल नहीं है। देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ लक इन्वॉल्वड बाय द वे फॉर एवरीबॉडी
I
हियर
agree.
हु
I
इज अ
agree.
कंटेंट क्रिएटर। यार मैं ना ऑनेस्टली बता रहा हूँ, कंटेंट क्रिएशन में जितना लक है ना, उतना शायद किसी भी, मुझे तो नहीं देखा किसी फील्ड में। तो डिसहार्टन मत होना अगर तुम नहीं ग्रो कर रहे। हाँ, यू कैन स्टिल ग्रो इफ यू कीप गोइंग। इट डज, वही वाली बात है कि किसी को 6 महीने में अपना पॉट ऑफ गोल्ड मिल जाता है, किसी को शायद 2-3 साल भी लग सकते हैं। So, yeah, to answer your question very simply, I truly believe that the next set of content creators will come from people who are doing something on the side. अभी क्या हो रहा था ना, अभी हो रहा था कि कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स बने और उन्होंने फिर साइड में कुछ चालू कर दिया। मैं गेम खेल रहा हूँ साथ साथ, तो मेरी ऑडियंस बन गई, तो मैंने क्लोथिंग लाइन लॉन्च कर दी। बट दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम नाउ, स्पेशली विद क्रिएटर्स हु आर ट्राइंग टू गिव वैल्यू। मैं क्यों सुनूं तुम्हारी बात? नो, ऑडियंसेस आर आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन नाउ कि भाई, who are you to tell me how to do X? The ego in the audience is also increasing a lot. उनको भी लग रहा है कि भाई ये कौन है? मैं तो 50 और क्रिएटर्स का कंटेंट देखता हूं, उसमें से 2 तो एक्चुअली अपनी कंपनी बना रहे हैं, तो मैं तो उनका एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कंटेंट सुनूंगा। So for anybody who's becoming a content creator, I will highly recommend, this is just a thesis that I have and I may be terribly wrong. ठीक है, हो सकता है मैं बिल्कुल गलत हूं, पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि over the next 5 years, the content creators that will actually survive are the ones that are doing something on the side to actually show people कि भाई जिस बारे में बात कर रहा हूं वो मैं खुद भी कर रहा हूं, सिर्फ मैं आके बोल नहीं रहा, right? So this is purely for people who are doing value. मतलब जो लोग entertainment कर रहे हैं, of course their job is to make sure they keep you hooked for those 30 seconds and they entertain you. This is purely for people who are trying to teach you something or trying to give the value जो शायद उन्होंने accumulate करी over the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years. So to answer your question now in very very simple summarized way कि भाई कैसे credibility लाए, I would suggest content creation के साथ साथ ना यार कोई अपना एक side project पकड़, right? If you're what are you making content on, if you can tell me?
Coding. Actually, I
Lovely.
am a freelancer on the side. Yeah.
यार that's great यार, that's your credibility, your projects are your credibility. फिर तो तुझे बस करते रहना अपने, यही मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। अगर तू कोडिंग नहीं कर रहा बट कोडिंग के बारे में कंटेंट बना रहा है, तो वो थोड़ा दिक्कत वाली बात है, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not saying ऐसा नहीं करते लोग, ऐसा बहुत लोग करते हैं, people are very successful and they actually talk nice things, but मुझे लगता है आज से 5 साल बाद वैसे क्रिएटर्स कम होंगे। That's just a hypothesis. That's why I feel if you're doing coding, then क्या दिक्कत है? Keep making content. And I would say the same thing if you're doing it on Instagram, please, and same for YouTube, only and only do it if you truly love to make videos. यार burnout हो जाएगा वरना थोड़े टाइम बाद। 4 साल बाद
Actually,
तू
I
कहेगा
do it because it keeps me consistent. Because I just post my daily progress on there.
accountability,
And
building in
yeah,
public.
yeah.
Nice. ये बहुत अच्छा reason है. I love this. Keep
And
going यार
actually,
तुम.
it actually resulted in something else. I wasn't expecting to gain followers from that, but surprisingly, I did.
Nice.
And right
Lovely,
now, I
lovely.
just yeah. But what you are doing right now is like you are interacting with your audience, right? I fail in doing that.
Why do you think so?
I
Nervousness.
just don't. Sorry. Yeah, actually, I am a
Nervousness.
bit nervous. Yeah.
अरे क्या दिक्कत है मतलब what do you have to lose? जाना भाई मतलब I'll tell you मतलब I'll tell you a secret. Now you know the name of our first channel. Go search it on YouTube. You will laugh your ass off. You will make it's meme worthy content. It's legit meme worthy content. तो यार मतलब ठीक है ना यार हो गया बढ़िया बल्कि मैं तो कहता हूँ अगर तुम इंट्रोवर्टेड हो ना और अगर अभी ठीक से नहीं इंटरेक्ट कर पा रहे हो वो तो बेस्ट है भाई क्या बढ़िया स्टोरी बनेगी जिस दिन तू कर पाएगा इससे ज्यादा मोटिवेशनल तो कुछ होना ही नहीं चाहिए भाई जो लोग अब मुझे एक बात बता अभी पॉपुलर बंदा स्कूल का कुछ फोड़ दे तो सब कहते हैं हाँ ठीक है फोड़ दिया अभी जब अंडरडॉग फोड़ते हैं ना तब मजा आता है अभी स्विगी आज कुछ अच्छा करे डजेंट मैटर बट कोई एकदम जमीन से उठ के कंपनी आ जाए ना और स्विगी को बोले कि देख भाई मैंने 10 मिनट डिलीवरी you know I've beaten you at 10 minute deliveries and I've beaten Zepto at 10 minute delivery at just $10 million in funding तुमने तो 1 बिलियन उठाया था तब मजा आता है ना यार तो कर तेरे पास तो बल्कि you have a lot to gain and very little to lose go for
Yeah,
it
you're right.
don't think
You're
एकदम भी नहीं सोचना
Thank you so much, Ayush. Okay, just one last thing. Okay, if like for example, I admire you a lot. Okay, but our fields are different. So like mine is web development and yours is purely on cinematography and like you you have a production house, right? You
yeah
make
yeah
videos, yeah. So if I want to work with you or for you, how do I connect with you? For example, my
I'll
domain
tell
and
you,
your
I'm
domain.
actually looking for something. So we're building a small tech product within Owl, and we keep building tech solutions. If you feel you can help me do two things, if you can help me build a no-code ecosystem to make I really value my time. So if you can help me save my time through building no-code ecosystems, email me. Second is if you can truly code. अभी मुझे इतना technical knowledge है नहीं मैं एकदम ही 0/100 हूँ in technical knowledge. So we're building this platform. I've gotten a tech person to write a white paper on it. I can send you that white paper if you feel you're credible enough and if you feel you're eligible enough to do that. Come work with us, 100%.
For sure.
Always
I'll
welcome.
DM you on Instagram and I'll mail you
Don't DM me.
today.
Never DM. Email.
Okay.
Send me a
Okay, I'll
very
never DM you.
structured email that how you can help us and what do you do and your credentials. More than happy to work with you.
For
Okay,
sure,
we'll
for
move on
sure.
to
Thank
next
you
now.
so
I
much.
only have 5-10 minutes. काफी सारे सवाल
Yeah. Thanks.
राहुल थोड़ा जल्दी करते हैं मैं भी थोड़ा कम मैं बहुत लंबा आंसर दे रहा
Ayush,
हूँ
can I?
हाँ
Hello, can I go next?
yes you
Can I
can.
please
This is the seventh week.
hello,
This lady will
Roshali.
record her voice.
I'm Roshali.
Hi Roshali, how are you doing?
Hi. First of all, it's very fortunate to talk to you directly. It's very rare. And my question is that I'm into writing things like I'm content writing. So first thing I would like to try on the platform is to start a e-newsletter. So
Okay.
what do you think about that newsletter or and as of now, what would you like to the topic that email you'll like? Let's take example. If you
What
receive, let's take example. If
what
you
newsletter
receive,
will I read? Is that what you're asking?
no, yeah. What would you like to read in that newsletter?
Okay. So
Like, as of yeah, tell me what would you like? Sorry.
right. Are you building that newsletter for somebody who is an entrepreneur and a creator or a creator?
That would be an option too, but also I want to start for myself. And then I think if I
So
establish something to show someone that I have written this, so they can judge me like if they have liked me or
okay.
not.
So doing something for yourself and doing something for somebody else are two very different things. And if you're asking me this question, you should ask this question to somebody for whom you want to write this. For example, if you want to write this for college students who are aged between 18 to 23, this
Yeah.
is the audience you should be asking to कि भाई लोग क्या content देखना पसंद करोगे? If you ask me, then I will tell you from the perspective of a millennial who is an entrepreneur and a content creator. If that is your target audience, you know, then
Oh yeah.
I should be asking this question. But if I'm not, then my answer will be so irrelevant that you will have wrong information, और उस wrong data को आप लेके feed कर भी दिया तो उससे आपको कुछ benefit नहीं हो पाएगा. You know, तो मैं बोलूँगा कि मुझे तो चाहिए how to scale an agency वाला newsletter चाहिए. मजा आ जाएगा कोई कर देगा.
Right. हाँ, right. Right.
Hmm?
फर्स्ट मतलब ये कहना है कि मुझे मेरे नीश में थोड़ा और क्लैरिटी चाहिए होगी, मतलब मेरा कंटेंट क्या होगा वो क्लियर करना है.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you're
Ayush,
starting.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I,
Rahul.
Ayush, can I?
Sorry, Rahul. Whoever Rahul is, let's start with him. I'm sorry. because
Thank you so much, man. I've been waiting for here to
I'm
talk with
sorry,
you.
yaar.
I just one question. Let's stay apart from this freelancing hustle culture and all. How is the day in life of an team member of Owl Media looks like? I want to really know that. I have seen your post on Instagrams, LinkedIn, and all. So I am very fascinated on how a day in life of a member in Owl Media looks
Lovely
like.
question. Lovely question. Do you want to join the company?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm trying my best.
It's very different for different people. So we have 4 different teams. There's admin, accounts, finance, which is one that sits in the head office, which is actually in my hometown. There is our production team, which sits out of Bombay. There is the creative team, about 32 people who work remotely. Then there is HR and founder's office and a couple of smaller functions. Every single department looks very, very different. Which department would you want to know of?
I would love to know about that remote thing because I
Creative.
am also interested in that.
Okay. So what I've told creative folks is we divide the creative into 2 parts. One is strategy and client servicing. So I put client servicing also in creative. That's something different that we do as a company. Other companies don't. But I think client servicing folks are also very, very creative. But if you are into strategy and client servicing, everybody reports every morning, Monday to Friday we work. 10 a.m. There's an automated check-in. I love to work async. What that means is, again, as I said, I really value my time. I get on calls when I really, really have to. Like if I'm called, then I really have to be on that call. Otherwise, I don't. Right. So I love things that happen asynchronous. Asynchronous का I hope सबको मतलब पता है. Asynchronous मुझे नहीं पता कुछ टाइम तो मैं बताता हूँ. Asynchronous का मतलब कि मैंने आज तुम्हें एक मैसेज भेज दिया, तुम अलग से कभी भी रिप्लाई करोगे. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे हर बात के लिए फोन करना पड़ रहा है किसी को. सुबह सुबह उनके पास चेक इन जाते हैं एंड दे टेल मी कि हाउ देयर डे इज, हाउ दे आर फीलिंग, व्हाट दे आर गोइंग टू बी डूइंग टुडे एंड व्हाट्स दे नीड फ्रॉम मी. सो मुझे सुबह उठते ही पता चल जाता है कि मुझे आज अपनी टीम के लिए क्या क्या करना है. देन कम्स द व्हाट आई कॉल द मस्त चिल लोग ऑफ द कंपनी. ये वो लोग हैं जो क्रिएटिव काम करते हैं बट इनको कोई भी वो नहीं चाहिए कि यार मुझे आज क्रिएटिव काम ऐसे करना है वैसे करना है. नहीं, इनको हम बस गोल्स दे देते हैं कि भाई देख मिस्टर डिजाइनर, आपको 10 पोस्ट बनाने हैं, या फिर मिसेस एनिमेटर, आपको 50 चीजें एनिमेट करनी है. Their job is to make sure it's completed by the end of the day. There is somebody called Abhiram. He starts his work, I think, at about 4 p.m. Right? And I have no problems in that because the work that he does, I love it. So दो तरीके के लोग होते हैं. If you play a strategy and client servicing person, then you have to come at 10 a.m. because that's when the clients work, right? So we can't, उसमें हम freedom दे नहीं सकते. Everybody else whose work is simply based on their tasks, कभी भी करो कभी भी जाओ यार, मतलब तुम्हारे ऊपर है. There are some discipline factors that we do take. There are very few things that are a mandate, but हाँ, roughly इस तरीके से आपका दिन structured रहता है. Every Wednesday we do a learning session, so we learn something together. Every week we do one-on-ones with me, so I spend 15 minutes with every team member every week. More if they need it, and also if I need to spend time. Otherwise, I spend time with the decision makers, which is the senior management. So this is how we work as a company.
That's so positive, man. That's so awesome. So also some of your song suggestions from your reels are in my playlist also. So I'm a big fan of you. First of all, I'm
Thank
not
you. Thank
repeating
you.
these words. Hope I can work with you, work under you. I will be grateful if I get a chance to work with you.
I would love to, yaar. If you think you can add value in my life, I would love to work with you.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you, Ash.
Hi, Ritik. Hi.
Yeah, hi
Sorry, yaar. It took
Ayush.
so long. Yeah.
No worries, no worries. Actually, Ayush, I have a little bit like philosophical questions, but I don't think I can cover in at that time. So, like,
Acha.
yeah, like, what you feel? What is the biggest secret of you to become successful, or what does I mean that like there is a mindset, a job mindset and an entrepreneurship mindset. So, what is your mindset? I will give an example. Like what I feel is
हाँ जी, हाँ
मुझे
जी.
ज़्यादा मतलब क्रिएटिव खुद के लिए काम करने में ज़्यादा आता है। मतलब मैं जब जहाँ होता हूँ, इफ आई फील कि मैं इसको बेटर कर सकता हूँ, तो मैं वो करूँगा।
हाँ.
ठीक है?
अच्छा.
या कुछ-कुछ करके अगर वो चीज़ ऐसी हो सकती है कि एक्सपीरियंस इज़ अमेजिंग, तो वो मैं करूँगा। पर
हाँ.
मुझे जो लगता है वो है कि जॉब में जहाँ तक है इतनी वो आपको मिलती नहीं है। फ्रीडम और वो कहो कि
Okay.
होलिस्टिकली आप ही सब कुछ मैनेज कर सकते हो, आप सब कुछ जान सकते हो। सो इज इट द करेक्ट माइंडसेट फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और व्हाट यू फील?
समराइज करोगे एक बार आंसर? मैं खाना भी खा रहा हूँ साथ साथ में, बीच में थोड़ा सा लॉस्ट हो गया था. सो सॉरी यार. माय फॉल्ट.
हाँ,
बट इफ यू कैन
आई
समराइज
वाज
द आंसर, सो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और जॉब के बीच में आप फर्क बता रहे हो. जॉब में इतना फ्रीडम नहीं मिलता, आपने बोला, और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में वो फ्रीडम मिलता है. इज दैट द क्वेश्चन?
फ्रीडम एंड व्हाट इज योर माइंडसेट? लाइक डू यू फील योर माइंडसेट इज वर्सेटाइल कि जॉब होगा तो जॉब भी कर लूँगा, या
हाँ यार,
इट्स लाइक कि
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल 100%, 100%. But I will first give entrepreneurship a shot. ये तो I was very sure
व्हाई
of. Vision. I
व्हाई
wanted a vision that I truly own. अगर मुझे आज दो रीजन है, देखो मैं बताता हूँ, दो रीजन है. पहला तो ये था कि मुझे तब उस टाइम पे ऐसा इंसान मिला नहीं जो वो काम कर रहा था जिसके साथ मेरा विजन अलाइन हो जाता. दूसरी चीज, मैं कोलैबोरेटिव नहीं था एज अ पर्सन. Now I feel the most collaborative person. um of course that doesn't mean मैं सबके साथ collaborate करता हूँ, but I'm in the first conversation I'm open to collaborating with everybody, and I do not think anybody is a competitor. When the time to compete comes, of course all of us compete, but there's no competitor, that feeling of कि इसके साथ मैं कुछ नहीं करूँगा. um, मुझे नहीं लगता कोई माइंडसेट सही गलत होता है. whatever works for you, whatever works for your growth, I feel is the right mindset. Now in terms of why did I choose to do entrepreneurship first, I don't think जॉब में फ्रीडम नहीं होता है यार. मुझे कभी भी लगता है कि मेरे कुछ टीम मेंबर्स के पास ज्यादा फ्रीडम है जितना मेरे पास है. मुझे तो नहीं लगता भाई कि जॉब में फ्रीडम नहीं होता. इनफैक्ट entrepreneurship can tie you down in ways in which you can't possibly imagine. हरीश जो तुम्हारा फाउंडर है और जो फाउंडिंग टीम है, पता है उसको हर एक दो महीने में डेक्स भेजने होते होंगे इन्वेस्टर्स को अपने, कि ये हमारी ग्रोथ है, और तब ने एकदम फटी रहती है भाई. हमारे अच्छे भी नंबर्स हो ना तब भी फटी रहती है. भाई इनको रिटर्न दिखाना है, इन्होंने पैसा डाला है, करोड़ों रुपए डाले हैं. सिमिलरली हमारे बिजनेस के अंदर, एंड दैट आई फील ओनरशिप can can be really overwhelming at times. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि फ्रीडम नहीं मिलता जॉब में. हाँ, अभी जॉब ही खराब है तुम्हारा और तुम जॉब पसंद नहीं है, काम पसंद नहीं है, वो अलग बात है. मैं एज्यूम कर रहा हूँ कि तुम्हें काम पसंद है. तो
ओके
दूसरा, अब मुझे लगता है कि, सॉरी आई जस्ट क्विकली आंसर दिस द फर्स्ट पार्ट एज वेल. अब मुझे लगता है कि यार, अब मुझे अगर कोई मिला जिसके साथ मेरा विजन एक्चुअली अलाइन हो गया, तो मैं को फाउंडर भी बनने को रेडी हूँ, मैं फाउंडिंग टीम मेंबर भी बनने को रेडी हूँ, मैं टीम मेंबर भी बनने को रेडी हूँ, मैं 1000th एम्प्लॉय भी बनने को रेडी हूँ, इफ
ओके.
द विजन इज अलाइंड. मैं कंपनी को सच्चा प्यार करना चाहता हूँ, जो वो चीज अचीव करना चाह रही है कंपनी.
एंड व्हाट्स योर विजन? इट्स
व्हाट?
चेंजिंग और मींस यू
आई
हैव
थिंक
डिसाइड लाइक
बहुत बहुत एक लंबा विजन है, वो मैं शेयर नहीं करूंगा. मतलब एज लंबा एज इन एक लॉन्ग टर्म विजन है. आई थिंक दैट्स समथिंग व्हिच आई वुड वांट टू कीप इट टू द टीम एंड नॉट कॉल इट.
या
But I do see
एंड
a disruption in trust, and I really believe I trust a lot of people. Sorry, yaar,
ओके.
I think either of the voice is cutting, or you are cutting me. Whatever is happening, let me know. If you do you want to complete the question?
Yeah, it's sorted and I also want to know in creative fields like you are doing your videos and all that, it is a basic a story building is there. So how you build a story around it, how your mind works when you are writing something or creating something, or
यार
do you do
बहुत
something?
ब्रॉड क्वेश्चन है. आई एम रियली सॉरी. 5 ही मिनट है और बहुत सारे सवाल हैं. मैं दूसरे
Yeah,
सवाल आप बिकॉज आई आंसर्ड वन क्वेश्चन फॉर यू. इट वोंट बी फेयर इफ आई डोंट आंसर अदर पीपल्स क्वेश्चन.
can we connect
न
another day, like
ईमेल भेज दो.
even
नलिन.
ठीक पक्का. Thank you.
Hi, Ayush.
नलिन. हेलो.
Uh, hello.
Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm also eating,
Yeah.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
actually, I wanted to ask, how can one begin his content creation journey? Could you throw some light?
phone है? You have a phone?
Yeah, yeah.
Wrong question. Interesting to say, if you're a stand-up comedian, if you are a musician, if you have some value to share, go and share. If you don't have that, just record, go in your city, take a cab ride, record something, learn editing, put a nice song, you have a reel, you have become a content creator. See, bad questions have bad answers. But this is actually genuinely also how you start creating content, not to now. But हाँ, ऐसे ही शुरू करते हैं content. तुम कुछ रिकॉर्ड कर दो,
Sorry.
तुम्हारे दिमाग में एक कहानी होती है और तुम उसको बता देते हो ना.
Sorry.
सॉरी. अरे भाई सॉरी मत
So
बोल यार. मतलब मैं आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू
actually,
गिव यू अ
sometimes we feel
पर्सपेक्टिव.
introvert also, so that's why.
नहीं तो अब मैं थोड़ा फिलोसफिकल आंसर देता हूँ कंटेंट क्रिएशन शुरू करने के लिए. कंटेंट क्रिएशन बहुत ही सिंपल है. कुछ नहीं करना. एलिमेंट्स क्या है? एलिमेंट्स हैं. एक स्क्रिप्ट होनी चाहिए, कुछ बोलने के लिए होना चाहिए. अच्छा सॉरी, आई एम टू फार हेड ऑफ माई सेल्फ. पहले तो फिगर आउट करो कि कंटेंट बनाना किस चीज के ऊपर है. क्या पता शक्ल ही ना है उसमें तुम्हारी. जैसे कितने सारे लोग बनाते. कोल्ड फ्यूजन इज वन चैनल. वन ऑफ माई मोस्ट फेवरेट चैनल. भाई सब देख लो यार, अगर तुमने नहीं देखा तो. इतना प्यारा चैनल है वो. हो. उस इंसान ने यार शक्ल ही नहीं दिखाई किसी उसमें वीडियो में. उसकी मोस्ट पॉपुलर वीडियो शक्ल ही नहीं है. वो वॉइस ओवर देता है और इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग इंटरेस्टिंग कहानियां बताता है. और वो कहता है कि यार साइंस की दुनिया में these 20 things are happening. So beautiful. I've messaged the name if you want to see. So if you want to start content, record a voiceover in your phone, learn video editing. बहुत बहुत सिंपल है वीडियो एडिटिंग सीखना यार. आधे घंटे में सीख लोगे. आधा घंटा मैक्स 30 मिनट्स. इसके ऊपर लगना ही नहीं चाहिए. गोल दो ना अपने आप को. 30 मिनट में मैं एडिटिंग सीख के निकलूंगा. 40-50 मिनट के ट्यूटोरियल निकाल रखे हैं लोगों ने. और फोन का एक सॉफ्टवेयर सीखो की वीडियो. एंड योर फर्स्ट वीडियो इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी बैड. वो भी बताता हूँ. एकदम टेरेबल वीडियो बनेगी. बट दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ इट. नो, धीरे धीरे कर करके हो जाएगा. सो दैट्स हाउ यू स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट. आप बनाने कैसे बनाना है अगर वो समझ नहीं आ रहा तो जस्ट जहां भी इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है बना दो. मैंने गिटार बजाना शुरू करा था. अभी तक मुझे गिटार बजाना नहीं आता. अगर मैं म्यूजिशियन बनने चलता, म्यूजिक रील्स बना रहा होता अभी तो मतलब so I started with that and I'm doing something and my story is not even that interesting यार. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ अच्छे अच्छे लोगों की स्टोरी देखो. मैं तो अभी कुछ नहीं उखाड़ा अभी तक. Go and read the stories of like millions of people who have actually achieved incredible stuff in their life and their story never started with a strict plan. बहुत ही कम लोग हैं जिनको exactly पता था क्या करना है और luck और hard work एकदम align भी हो गया उनके plan के साथ. शुरू कर दो बस
Sure.
एकदम easy से.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Anybody else?
Hello,
Yes.
hello, hi Ayush.
Hello.
So,
Namaste.
namaste. So here I see in the VC also and everywhere on Instagram, on Twitter and other platforms, YouTube, everyone wants to do content creation and anything like podcast or some photography or anything they want to do, but they don't have that much skills. Like in podcast, you said people have to ask the right questions and editing, and also they don't focus on learning. They just want to create the content, just want to get clients. They're not even sure what content they want to make. So I see that as a problem. Is there any solution to it?
हर बार प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। आई थिंक हम थोड़े हार्श हो गए हैं। ऐसा नहीं है, मतलब शुरू में किसी को नहीं पता होता। इवन
Mm.
कुछ लोग को एक्चुअली कंटेंट क्रिएटर बनना है और बनना भी चाहिए, मस्त प्रोफेशन है एकदम। बट माय ओनली प्रॉब्लम इज पीपल हु वेरी रिजिडली फील कि उनको तो कंटेंट क्रिएशन ही करनी है। नाउ टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन कि इसमें प्रॉब्लम है कि नहीं, कि इसको ठीक कैसे करें, इसको ठीक करना है। मैं थोड़ा समझना चाहता हूँ लेयर 2 कि व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दिस क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डू यू वांट
They
टू फिक्स हियर।
don't focus on learning. Like उनको पता नहीं है क्या कंटेंट बनाना है. They don't know what they're interested in. But because it's a buzzword, they want to make content on something. They don't know what the something is.
Okay, so मुझे लगता है first identify the stage in which you are in. If you're not doing something, but a buzzword gets you excited to get out of the bed, open your phone and record a video, and actually gets you to do some work. And in that process, you will end up learning so many things. You will end up learning the algorithm. You will end up learning social media management. You will end up learning copywriting because you'll try to write better captions. You will end up learning video editing. You'll end up learning how videos sync with sound. So you are actually learning a lot of things, even if you're doing it because everybody else is doing it. You have to realize which stage of life you're in. If you're in a stage of life where you really don't know what you want to do and you're wasting your time in such a way कि ना तो अपनी हेल्थ पे ध्यान दे रहे हो, ना वेल्थ पे ध्यान दे रहे हो, ना तो अपनी फैमिली पे ध्यान दे रहे हो, तो अभी कुछ भी नहीं बचा फिर तो, है ना? अगर तुम उस सिनारियो में हो तो मुझे लगता है कि whatever gets you out of the bed ना, do it. Whatever gets you out of the bed. तो तब तो ऑप्शन ही नहीं है ना कि मतलब to choose. After you have, you have to make like a very informed decision. Then you have to think, yaar, should I be a content creator? And to answer that question, be a content creator part time. That's the best way to answer that question. इसको ठीक करना तो यार, मतलब ये तो सवाल वो वाला हो गया कि दुनिया को कैसे ठीक करें अब हम। मैं तुम्हारी बात कर सकता हूँ, अब तुम बताओ कि if you want to be a content creator, are you learning? If yes, then you're doing the right thing. So ये तो अच्छी बात
No,
हुई ना कि लो।
I don't want to be a content creator because of this reason. Instagram and mostly Instagram, YouTube पे इतना भीड़ है, and there are a lot of good content, but there is a lot of bad content also. And I personally don't think I have enough knowledge to be one of the best. So I don't want to
No,
add to the
तो
bad content.
you are just calling out creators here. Is that what you're doing?
I personally think that is bad because that is motivating other people to not learn and just start with it.
नहीं यार, मतलब मुझे नहीं लगता है completely wrong है. As I said, it really depends upon your background, where you're coming from, in which stage of life you are. मुझे नहीं लगता है बिल्कुल गलत है. Of course, गलत information देना गलत है. अभी अगर
So
मैं
that it's motivating the people to start without learning, that is the part that I was saying.
what do you mean by learning? अगर आज मैं if I love to sing, but I'm not that great a singer, if I put a video online, are you saying that's wrong?
I don't think so. I've seen some YouTubers who post their journey, 5-year journey and all that.
तो मैं समझना चाहता हूँ कि so you are here calling out creators who are posting content that is bad. What is the definition of bad? Factually incorrect or मजा नहीं आया देख के?
So factually incorrect. मजा तो
Factually
सबका
incorrect.
पर्सनल चॉइस है.
ठीक है, हाँ वो गलत है. मुझे लगता है कि गलती तो सबसे होती है. इनफैक्ट मैंने भी कुछ कुछ पीछे वीडियोस डाली थी, उसमें बाद में पता चला कि अरे यार ये तो 2 ब्लॉग में कुछ और लिखा था, चौथे में कुछ और था, तो फिर टीम को थोड़ा सा डांट पड़ी कि भाई थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करके लिखेंगे. तो अगर 2 3 4 बार होता है तो ह्यूमन है यार, मतलब होगी गलती. If somebody is spreading propaganda, somebody is going and spreading negative things, spreading things that are truly factually incorrect, मत देखो ना भाई. मतलब खत्म. That's the beauty of content. You can ignore it, you can block. इतना मस्त फीचर है इंस्टाग्राम में. ऐसे 3 डॉट दबाएगा ऊपर, नीचे खुल के ऑप्शन आएंगे, उसमें ब्लॉक दबा दे. तू अपना बता मुझे, तू क्या कर रहा है लाइफ में? खत्म होगी
he
मतलब there was a rhetorical question. I'm not actually asking. मतलब
oh,
you should be focused on what you are doing until and unless it is bringing harm to you. एक ऐसे तो ना दुनिया में बहुत evils हैं. If you truly want to fix it तो फिर fix कर. तो फिर तू भी content creator बन जाए and actually fix हो. हैं कुछ content creators who actually call out, use their distribution for good. But if you can't fix it and if you can only talk about it in circles, then it's a waste of time. People who talk about environmental change but are living in mansions, that's something which is very tricky, right? Like today there's a massive debate on that singers today, biggest of the singers and pop stars, they talk about environmental change but they travel in private jets, and if you look at their pollution charts, it's massive. They travel in an entourage with at least 10 to 12 cars. It's a lot of icy engines running on the streets, churning out pollution. Karo, call out karo. Is this a good use of your time? It's a terrible use of your time, sir. But if you can do something to prevent that, then you call out, then you spread noise, then you freaking go dart मार के उनको फिर तो तुम. And you have all the right to do that. Otherwise, who are we यार? हम बैठ के we feel important in a small group कि यार बहुत बढ़िया बड़ी important बात कर रहे हैं, but अगर हम actual action नहीं ले रहे ना, मतलब मुझे तो लगता है मैं तो बहुत insignificant action ले रहा हूँ दुनिया के अंदर to actually fix the problems that I truly believe in. बहुत लोग मतलब there's a very interesting video, can you fix climate change, by that channel called Kurgzadman. मैं pronounce नहीं कर पाता कभी भी उसको, in a nutshell. बहुत मस्त है वो video, जाके देखो. It'll give you a lot of perspective on how little we are and how the changes that we make, changes like shutting down your like वो टूटी अगर लीक हो रही होती है लोग बंद कर देते हैं ना, बोलते हैं clapping climate change. That is not going to fix our planet. Go and it's a very beautiful video. It'll really you'll love that video. I think you have the intellect to actually enjoy that video a
hmm.
lot more. So
Actually, I was
definitely
asking this because I'm a marketer and content marketing is a very big part of it nowadays. So that is a problem I'm seeing in the industry because I can't keep consistently making content competing with others. And like for my clients, I have to make content, but there
अभी
is
तूने
a
बोला तो
problem in
कंटेंट नहीं
between.
बनाता.
No, I myself am not a content creator.
अरे तो कंटेंट तो बनाता है, बट सिर्फ कंटेंट क्रिएटर थोड़ी कंटेंट बनाते हैं.
Hmm.
आउट भी तो. अब देख सवाल पूरा मेरा आंसर बदलेगा पूरा. अब मैं नहीं दे पाऊंगा तुझे आंसर, बहुत टाइम लग गया. तो इन्फॉर्मेशन तो दे रहा है यार, मतलब चल कोई नहीं.
That's
मस्त है
fine.
यार. I'm sorry यार if I was not able to answer your question. मैं तो
No,
बोल
it
ही रहा
was
हूँ,
great.
मुझे भी नहीं पता आधी चीजें. मैं भी I am also
Hmm.
winging it like half of the other folks, but this is just my perspective towards it. Hope it added some layer of perspective.
Yeah, it was great.
सही गलत का तो पता नहीं. Cool.
Thank
Any other question, because I don't see
Hi,
any other
bro.
33.
Hello, sir. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Am I audible, bro?
Yeah, the second one, let's take yours.
Yeah. So my question is that how did you get that your first initial client when you started your production house, and how did you find your customer, your audience
Ankur was
at
my
first?
first client at Owl. I'll tell you. I'm sorry if I'm being very like brutally honest with my answers, but I'll tell you again how it was very easy to crack Ankur as a client. I'll tell you why. मैं 7 साल से घिस रहा था यार वीडियो में. I had so much credibility. I had 100+ brands in my name. I had traveled to so many countries, shot for so many brands. In fact, I could have cracked even bigger clients. Right? Ankur was just grateful enough to give me an opportunity when I was starting out a new company. Sorry, I was grateful enough that Ankur was lenient enough to give me that opportunity because I had not done significant work in the last 1 year. I'll tell you a more interesting story. How I cracked my first freelancing client. That is a more interesting story. Because जब तुम 7 साल से काम कर रहे हो तो जितना मुझे कभी कभी लगता है जितना मैंने काम कर लिया, I should be at a stage where I at least have a 500 people company. I feel I'm a big failure in that prospect क्या मैं तो और बहुत कुछ कर सकता था, मैंने तो उतना कर ही नहीं पाया. Getting Ankur was a matter of luck that he needed somebody like me during that moment. Second was he liked the past work that I'd done. and he gave me the job on the basis of the past work that I've done. Second client was Unacademy, third was Cred. Both of them big unicorns. They gave me work on the basis of my past work. Again, the question which I answered in one of the initial questions is, the question is not how do you crack clients, the question is how do you do great work. The question is how do you crack great opportunities, and when you get that opportunities, question is how you actually deliver. And it all boils down to skill. It all boils down to a great portfolio. इसके बाद भी अगर स्केल नहीं हो रहा है, देन दैट्स अ वेरी नुआंस्ड आंसर कि यार मैंने बहुत मस्त पोर्टफोलियो बना लिया, मैंने बहुत मस्त अपने ये कर लिया, अब कैसे ठीक करूं. Then you need to learn sales. But are you at that stage? I'm going to be asking very, very honestly. Are you at a stage where you have a portfolio and you have done so much work that now you feel that I want to move to the next step, पर हो नहीं पा रहा?
No.
Okay, so if you're not at that stage, I'll tell you the story of my first client. I got
Yeah.
my first client through something called as referral. Referral से beautiful चीज दुनिया में बनी ही नहीं है. रेफरल कहता है कि आज अगर मैं चंदन जैसे ओपी इंसान को जानता हूँ, तो चंदन को मैं बोलूंगा कि भाई देख मैं वीडियो एडिटिंग कर रहा हूँ. चंदन एक दिन कैफे में बैठा होगा अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ, इसकी 2-3 होंगी मुझे लगता है. चंदन बैठा हुआ 2-3 गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ चिल कर रहा है. ठीक है, चंदन की एक गर्लफ्रेंड का क्लोथिंग ब्रांड है. चंदन उस गर्लफ्रेंड को एक वीडियो चाहिए, चंदन बोलेगा आयुष. So I realized that I cracked something really beautiful, which is I was in a college with 5,000 people. I was like, oh, I cracked my first client through referral. मेरे किसी दोस्त ने randomly मुझे बोला कि भाई वीडियो बना दे. This is my first client in college. My actual first client was actually in school. उसका story थोड़ा अलग है, मैं बाद में बताऊंगा. So मैंने कहा यार ये तो बहुत ही मस्त अपॉर्चुनिटी है, क्योंकि ना मुझे एक पॉइंट के बाद ना फ्रीलांस क्लाइंट्स मिलने बंद हो गए थे. मुझे रोहतक के लोग अब करते थे मतलब रेफर, बट पिलानी आके तो अलग ही हो गया ना. What I started doing was every day I used to go to the mess and I started creating noise about it कि मैं ऐसे वीडियो एडिटिंग करता हूँ. फिर मैं क्या करता था, मैं पिलानी के ऊपर 1-2 वीडियोस बना दिए अपने कैंपस के ऊपर. तो पिलानी के सारे लोग एक्साइटेड होते थे कि अरे भाई किसी किसी तो इंसान ने वीडियोस बना दिए हैं, वो देख लो, क्योंकि वहां पे इतने लोग थे नहीं वीडियो बनाने वाले. उनको पता चल गया कि इस इंसान को वीडियो एडिटिंग आती है. I was very vocal about what I knew. I used to be very shy about my skills. I became very vocal. My referral loop increased. I truly think you can get your first clients through referrals. आज भी तुम connected हो. सर आप क्या करते हो, आप what do you do?
एक्चुअली मैं फर्स्ट ईयर में हूँ.
नहीं आप मतलब आप बेचना क्या चाह रहे हो? आप अगर क्लाइंट पूछ रहे हो तो आप कुछ बेचते होगे ना अभी, या नहीं बेच रहे बट वैसे ही जनरल नॉलेज के लिए पूछ रहे थे?
I do coding and video editing.
वीडियो एडिटिंग अमेजिंग यार. कोडिंग का देखो मुझे इतना पता नहीं है, आई एम नॉट इक्विप्ड इनफ टू आंसर दैट. वीडियो एडिटिंग का जरूर बता सकता हूँ. अगर आज तुम मुझे मेरी ही रील बेटर एडिट करके मुझे मेरे इनबॉक्स में भेजोगे ना, आई विल डेफिनेटली गिव यू अ जॉब. So that's the second way of getting opportunity, which is to do free work.
Providing value.
Sorry?
You said you gotta provide value.
करेक्ट. चंदन को अपनी 3 गर्लफ्रेंड्स के लिए अगर अब वीडियोस चाहिए तो तू करना भी चंदन को ईमेल कि देख भाई दिस इज हाउ आई एडिट. चंदन फट से तुझे जॉब देगा.
Okay, got it. And you said you got your first clients through referral. So कोई मुझे referral क्यों देगा? Why?
काम अच्छा होगा तुम्हारा तब.
Oh yeah, got it. Thank you for.
Okay. Anybody else?
Again. Hello.
Hello.
So in your agency's website, you mentioned that you provide Instagram AR services. So
Yeah.
what's your opinion of means turning this new technology into a business? Is it have any scope, or
Yeah,
have you ever
massive scope.
have you ever
They are
encountered some unique requirements from any client in
yeah,
AR?
massive scope. If you can learn AR, and if you can code AR, insane. Disney just released a film on Disney Plus where you can scan the environments in the film and the film comes out of the screen through your phone in AR. Mass companies are adopting AR at a scale at which we are not realizing. It is a crazy, it's crazy the advancements that are happening in this tech. It's very expensive right now to do web AR. That's why you don't see a lot of big advancements happening in India because companies are इंडिया में यूजुअली एनीवे भी लोग स्लो ही होते हैं, बहुत कम इंडियन कंपनी स्पेंड करती हैं, बट सोशल एआर में बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी है. देयर इज आल्सो बिग अपॉर्चुनिटी इन बिल्डिंग अ स्मॉल एआर स्टूडियो. RB Kevin is this guy. RB Kevin Studio is a very good friend. He works with us as well. He used to do a job in AR filters in this company called Alive now. He runs a very successful AR studio now. He works with international clients and they recently made वो जो Lord of the Rings की कोई नई सीरीज नहीं आई कुछ, मुझे पता नहीं, मैं इतना देखता नहीं वो. रिंग्स ऑफ पावर है शायद उसका नाम. उसके लिए भी उसने काम करा है. तो अब फोड़ रहे हैं लोग मतलब इस फील्ड में. मैं तो बड़ा बिलीव करता हूँ. बट वही वाली बात है यार, ऐसी अर्ली जब तुम किसी भी अपॉर्चुनिटी में आओ ना, इसीलिए आना कि थोड़ा प्यार हो उस अपॉर्चुनिटी से. मतलब बिना प्यार के आओगे ना तो वो ना बर्न आउट हो जाओगे और फिर तुम कहोगे 2 साल वेस्ट हो गए मेरे. मतलब ठीक है, लर्निंग्स तो होंगी, वो तो मुझे लगता है ट्राई तो करना ही चाहिए, बट नई टेक में अगर आओ ना तो थोड़ा रिसर्च करके आना, बिकॉज दिस रियली हैज अ लॉट ऑफ पोटेंशियल.
आयुष,
हाँ, आखिरी क्वेश्चन रखते हैं. 10 बज गए. आई एम सो सॉरी, मैं थोड़ा जल्दी सोने लग गया आजकल. I have to do some
एक्चुअली
work
आयुष,
also.
मैं ऋतिक हूँ, मैंने पूछ लिया था. मुझे पूछना है ईमेल आईडी जो सही है वो info@ayushwadhwa.com और कोई ईमेल आईडी है जिस पे रीच आउट हो सकता हूँ.
क्या करना है?
हम्म.
Why do you need the email?
बात करी थी ना अभी आपसे, आपने कहा था ईमेल कर देना कि मुझे और
Sorry,
क्वेश्चन
यार
आए
हाँ,
हैं.
थोड़ा सा मैं कंफ्यूज हूँ अभी.
हाँ.
I will try to answer. I'm not promising any answered question. I'm so sorry. But मैंने ईमेल फिर भी डाल दिया अपना. If you think कि कुछ है, more than
इफ यू
happy to.
रिमेम्बर कि अभी हमने बात करी थी. आई
यार
डोंट
so
नो.
sorry यार, थोड़ी आवाजें मिक्स हो रही हैं यार. मतलब it's a little hard. But
एक्चुअली मैंने पूछा था वो
oh
एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड
yes, okay.
वो जॉब वाला. If you have 2 minutes, I can ask like one छोटा सा question, मतलब थोड़ा सा मुझे insight चाहिए.
यार I think let's end this
कोई
one.
बात नहीं,
I'm so sorry.
कोई बात नहीं, कोई
1.5
बात
घंटा
नहीं.
हो गया. तो
Yeah.
चंदन सर, are you talking to the 3 girlfriends?
Yeah, I was busy, bro. I mean, I was unable to uh, handle all three at the same time, but yeah. Yeah, you get
I
it. You get
really
it.
I really hope I was able to answer something. I am not equipped to answer half of the questions that you just asked. So I'm sorry if my views, my perspective didn't align with yours, but I hope they just like they were interesting to hear at least, and I didn't waste your time. I love doing this. I love talking to people, and I hope I was able to do justice to 90 minutes of the time that you gave us. Chandan will probably give better feedback.
Ayush, one thing which I would like to tell you is I mean, as you mentioned, you were brutal with answers, but that's exactly what we need, right? I mean, unless and until if everybody comes and sugarcoats and goes, that's not going to make any difference. But this is that session which actually impacted us. I mean, I don't mean to call for everyone, but for those people who were there since the very beginning, and yeah, for me personally, I learned some really, really things, I mean, important things that not are generally available, right? So thank you so much, Ayush. Thanks for coming. And yeah, I know, so many roadblocks, but yeah, thanks for making the time, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, today my fear of using Discord has heightened a lot. सॉरी, आई थिंक 1-2 सवाल थे. एक और सवाल ले सकता हूँ मैं अगर कुछ है किसी का सवाल तो. क्रिस फटाफट से. नहीं है तो आई विल क्विट, अदरवाइज इफ है तो आई डोंट माइंड. ओके, नो क्वेश्चंस.
हेलो, क्या है?
हाँ यार बताओ.
हाँ, मेरा को एक सवाल था कि पीपल फियर कैसे दूर करने का? How to face what others think?
बहुत ही पर्सनल फंडा बताऊं. बड़ा बड़ा रिस्की फंडा है, बट यार ये पीपल फियर ना मुझे अभी भी होता है. इनफैक्ट क्योंकि मैं तो पैदा ही मुझे लगता है इंट्रोवर्टेड हुआ था. मतलब शुरू होते ही बोल दिया था मेरे माँ बाप ने, इसको तो एक्सट्रोवर्ट बनाना ही नहीं. नाउ आई फील आई एम अ लॉट मोर एक्सट्रोवर्टेड. बट अभी भी होता है पीपल फियर कि यार क्या सोचेंगे लोग, स्पेशली व्हेन यू इन अ रूम वेयर यू सी दैट यार यहाँ तो फोड़ लोग आए हुए हैं यार. शिट, क्या सोचेंगे. आई वांट टू मेक अ गुड इंप्रेशन.
I do this very almost silly activity, and it's very, very silly. I repeat like that one thing that I'm really good at, and I do, and this may be a very, very basic thing कि मैं world की best Maggie बनाता हूँ. I just repeat that in my head. It's also, I think, uh, people call it affirmations. I think I don't know. I don't align with the idea of that, but just I repeat this to myself. Yeah, that gives me a lot of confidence that even I am good at something. So I feel whatever your insecurity is now, try to tackle it with something in which you're really, really secure. And that balance really helps. Just say my insecurity is usually around the fact that I'm not good enough. Your insecurity may be very different, but mine is usually मुझे imposter आ जाता है कि यार I'm not good enough. So I pick up that really silly thing that I'm very good at and be like, yes, I'm very good at this. And somehow this silly thing in my mind balances things out, and I come out as very, very confident, and I'm able to deceive the person and make them believe that, oh, I am very, very confident. I don't know if this will help you, but something that I've been doing for almost, I don't know, 7, 8 years now, and it has truly helped me beat the people fear or beat what people think of me.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Sorry to end with such a silly answer. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, guys. It was great doing this. And I wish I could see your faces. Become so much more interested when there are faces. But yes, मजा आ गया बात करके. Lokendra, Nalin, Sayan, Kaushlesh, thank you for asking questions. Thank you for giving me your time. I will see you guys hopefully somewhere else. कहीं ना कहीं तो मिल ही जाओगे. चलो, bye Chandan. Have a good time.
Thank you so much.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you so much, Ayush. Ayush, before you leave, guys, this is the time, right? The chat box is all for you. And I want to see something, but not numbers this time. Let's go for GIFs. React with your favorite GIFs, anything.